Dawson kicks off, and off we go from Cleveland. Lardarius Webb, who has a touchdown return already this season, takes it up the middle and is tackled at the 37-yard line by Mike Adams. 31-yard return, and we bring out the second-year quarterback out of Delaware, Joe Flacco, first-round pick last year. Of course, led this team to the AFC Championship game. You see his season numbers. Jaws alluded to more passing from Flacco and a pretty good percentage at 65%. On the kickoff return, Haruki Nakamura, backup safety for the Ravens, was injured and is in a lot of pain as they look at his left leg. So it doesn't look good right out of the gate for John Harbaugh's team. 4-4 team. You see Nakamura's leg getting tangled up with Joshua Cribbs and the Ravens tight end L.J. Smith on kick coverage. On this opening kickoff, unfortunately, an injury to Nakamura and a quick timeout. And take one more look at this as Joshua Cribbs was in there battling L.J. Smith on this opening kickoff. And Nakamura's leg just gets trapped as they dive over, and all the Ravens over there to give Nakamura a little pat on the back as you see him get caught up there and get injured.
Well, clearly that's a tough way to start a football game. That is a good special teams player, and he's going to be sorely missed. He is a very important part of the Raven defense as well.
And as we said, kid from here in Cleveland. So had the chance to play here last year in one game. Sure looking forward to playing here tonight. And Haruki Nakamura injured for the Ravens. So Joe Flacco on the offense will get started this opening drive from the 37-yard line. And Ray Rice runs to the left. Gain about 3 to the 40. Brodney Poole in on the tackle. Flacco mishandles the snap and throws it away. Burke Flacco, center exchange issue.
Well, clearly on the first play of the game, they snuck Marshall Yanda, an extra offensive lineman, in the game, and they slammed it off the left side. Then on that play, they got into their unbalanced line and threw the football. So clearly Cam Cameron is using some heavy personnel groupings. I got a feeling he's going to try to establish the running game tonight.
Yeah, they've been a pass-happy team so far this season. That's not their style. They like to have that offensive balance.
3rd and 7. Third down has been a good down for the Browns defense this year. Flacco had time, but nobody open. He goes down with virtually no gain as David Bowens, who's moved to inside linebacker with a lot of injuries, helps the Browns start the game with a 3 and out.
You know, the Cleveland Browns on 3rd down. Look at these defensive players moving around, disguising coverage. They end up playing too deep with man-to-man underneath. There's nowhere to go. And Flacco told us last night he's going to have to run for some first downs on 3rd down. Great start for Cleveland.
Here's the one thing they do well, return punts. Sam Cook has been told to directionally kick or kick out of bounds here tonight. Flag down by Cook, who was hit. 49-yard punt, returned 10 by Cribbs to the 21-yard line. Back by Cook, the kicker. Chris Jennings, rookie running back, ran into him. Now let's see what the flag will be, 5 or 15. Looks like there'll be a 5-yard running into the kicker. Carl Sheffers is our referee tonight.
Running into the kicker, number 34 of the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, Baltimore first down.
I'm actually surprised Sam Cook kicked the ball in play. Talking to the Ravens all week, they did not want to kick. They wanted to kick it out of bounds, not even give Josh Cribbs an opportunity to return the football. They want to kick it outside the numbers, close to the sideline where they can really, really seal it off.
Carl said Baltimore first down. He meant Cleveland first down for Brady Quinn, who makes the 7th start of his NFL career. There are his complete numbers. He's only thrown 174 balls in the NFL. And there's the nice response from the Cleveland fans. Quinn, drafted in the first round in 2007. Grew up a couple of hours of here, the Columbus, Ohio suburb of Dublin. Lifelong Browns fan. Getting another opportunity to be the team starter. The 21, here goes Jamal Lewis, the ex-Raven. First down for Lewis, out to the 34-yard line. Ball comes out at the back end of it, but he's ruled down on the field.
This is what Jamal Lewis is. He's a one-cut runner. It's an inside zone play. Watch him press it, pick up a block from his fullback, and when you see that train running full speed at you, that is not a friendly situation for a free safety. But Jamal Lewis can still pack it between the tackles. That's a big hit on first down.
And, John, you mentioned his fullback Lawrence Vickers did an outstanding job of hunting up the linebacker and getting the shoulder pads on him and moving him out of the way.
A whistle from the sideline. John Harbaugh is going to challenge it. Challenge the ball was out. You can read him saying that to the side judge. The Browns had lined up in a very quick no-huddle look, and Joshua Cribbs was about to take a Wildcat snap. But Harbaugh had the side judge right there, dropped the challenge flag. And speaking to Carl Sheffers now.
Baltimore is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner is down by contact. We'll review the play.
Well, some fits and starts here early on. Right now we have a challenge going on. The Ravens have challenged this play. Jamal Lewis's knee down. He was ruled on the field down by contact. Saw Fabian Washington pulling out. I think he was down, guys.
Yeah, I believe the point of the shoulder hit the ground, then the ball was ripped out.
I think even before that, I'd say the shin or the leg.
But, you know, this is an area that Eric Mangini says they've been working on. They fumbled 5 times in their last game against Chicago. And they have told their scout team players to attack the football, strip it out on the practice field. For 2 weeks, they've been attacking the ball on the practice field. And wouldn't you know, on the first carry of tonight, we're having a replay for a fumble possibly.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Baltimore will be charged with their first time out.
And that also means they cannot earn a third challenge here tonight, so they'll only have one for the balance of the game other than the 2-minute warning times.
Yeah, Eric was telling us, you know, it was funny, John, you're talking about that. Everywhere they went, the defense, the coaches, the water boys, everybody were ripping the ball out, punching the ball out. And lo and behold, early in the game, they get a fumble.
So officially a gain of 14 for Lewis and a first down for the Browns at the 34. They don't show the second play they were going to in the Wildcat. Hand it right back to Lewis, who gains about a yard or 2. Watch that tonight. After a gain of 1, Quinn's first throw. Complete to Robert Royal. The tight end gets to the 40 as Ed Reed comes flying on in to take him down. A third and about 5 against the Ravens defense. And Reed roaming all over the secondary. Cribbs flipped it back. This is the rookie Massaquoi. Chased down from behind by DeJuan Landry. The Browns will punt.
Excellent discipline by the Baltimore Ravens defense. They were not fooled by the Cribbs. Handoff to Massaquoi to the outside. You see there are 3 Ravens diagnosing that play and making the play for a loss. On defense, it is about discipline. Maintain your gap responsibility. Don't be fooled.
That's Reggie Hodges. The Browns signed him yesterday. Dave Zastudil has a knee injury, so their regular punter is out. Hodges kicked for Tennessee earlier this year. Kicked for the Jets last year. 37-yard punt, fair caught by Chris Carr, and the Ravens will take over. Right out this Browns defense that has been bad in the first half of the season. Play action for Flacco on first down. The check down out of the backfield. Good move by LeGarand McClain. And the fullback's just a little bit shy of the first down. The rookie out of USC, Luka Mayava, made the tackle. Pass-oriented offense in the NFL. They go no huddle here to get the first down with McClain out to the 41-42-yard line. John, what do you think of what John Harbaugh and Cam Cameron have done offensively this year?
Well, I do think they want to become more balanced and get back to running the football Ravens style, but this offensive line is different. Gaither, the left tackle's a good pass protector, or their rookie right tackle, a good pass protector. Matt Burke has come in here as an outstanding technician and pass protector. And by the way, Flacco can hum it. So you can't really fault them for being more aggressive throwing it, but I do know they want to be more balanced.
And they're going to spread it out here, empty the backfield, and get it down the field.
And incomplete, in and out of the hands of Mark Clayton. And if Clayton would have caught it and would have run, he would have gone all the way.
I think one thing I've noticed early in this game, you've seen a no back set, you've seen a no huddle, you've seen an unbalanced line. The Cleveland Browns are missing both starting inside linebackers. DeQuell Jackson, Eric Barton are out, so the communication is going to be very difficult for the Cleveland Browns. David Bowens has got to step up. Take a look at these Browns try to communicate with one another against these multiple Ravens sets.
The Ravens spread it out once again. They're going to play to Flacco's strengths, throwing the football. And here comes, there's all kinds of problems right now for the Ravens. Corner blitz fake. John, as I like to say, renting space in the quarterback's mind. They did it there.
Well, good job by the Browns defense, showing some confusion, forcing Flacco to take a second timeout. Defense run by Rob Ryan, another son of Buddy, the defensive coordinator here for the Browns.
We'll see a lot of different looks from his defense.
This is 2nd and 10 for Flacco. Got it down to Todd Heap. Wembley made the tackle for the first down into Browns territory at the 47-yard line.
Well, when you play defense for Rob Ryan, you're going to have a lot of responsibilities. Take a look at David Bowens. He's going to see Flacco audible, and as soon as Flacco audibles, David Bowens audibles to a corner blitz. Flacco didn't like that, Ron. He took a timeout.
Smart guy.
First down, Flacco throw. Looking deep, it was covered, and he goes down. Sacked by that man again, Bowens. So David Bowens was with the Jets the last 2 years, 11 years in the league, a half dozen teams, playing inside tonight.
Well, David Bowens, he reads play pass. He just split a double team. That guy, David Bowens, filled in for Eric Mangini when he was a New York Jet last year as an inside linebacker. That's an excellent job.
John, however, outstanding coverage in the secondary. The Ravens went play action, looking for the deep cross. Rodney Poole with great recognition, saw the cross coming from Mark Clayton, stayed deep, gave Flacco nowhere to go with the football.
Play clock running down. They did not get it off. Oh, a timeout? They take a timeout? On the sideline, they took a timeout, and that's it. So the Ravens have blown all their timeouts, not even halfway through the first quarter. So they're batting their normal average. Rain coming down as Ray Lewis and the defense has seen an offense get off to a very slow start. A couple of timeouts taken, a little out of sync. 2nd and 19, Baltimore. After the Bowens sack. His 2nd of the night. And they'll run it to Ray Rice. He bounces it outside, and Rice got all the sack yardage back and more. First down for Rice to the 36. Mason and Gaither threw nice blocks.
Well, Ray Rice at 5'8", 205 pounds out of Rutgers. He's a little scat back. He's an every down player. Right here, you'll see the nice trap back to the inside from McClain. He gets to the outside. Good downfield blocking from Derek Mason on Eric Wright. Creates a little seam for Rice. Boy, he's a tough back.
Kelly Washington checks in. 3 receivers, no tight end. The 36 right back to Rice. Safety play has been called out for Rodney Poole the last couple of weeks. Here's McClain on the left. LaRon made a man miss. They got a first down as he was chased down by the nose tackle Rogers at the 23. A gain of 9.
Well, the Cleveland Browns are very late lining up right now. Matter of fact, their corners better get out there quickly. They're going to get quick count against them here in just a second, Jaws. But when you're missing both of your signal callers on defense, it really restricts your communication. And you can see that happening tonight already.
Now the Ravens make a last-second substitution as Heap comes in. Washington leaves.
Both teams appear to be a little bit out of sync early in this game.
And the play clock's down at 2. All right, it all works. There's Rice to the right. The tackle on the corner by Eric Wright. The cornerback we mentioned is having a good season here for the Browns.
Eric Wright is a very solid corner. He's covered very well this season. And he can play the run. That's always the key when you're going to play the Ravens. They're going to try to get to that edge, and he knifes in front of LaRon McClain and makes the tackle on Ray Rice.
You know, one of the things the Browns have done well this year on defense is they've played good red zone football on the defensive side. Critical they get a stop here early in the game.
This is play 10 of the drive. Just outside of the red zone, Rice left. Rodney Poole, who lost his starting job last week because he wasn't tackling well, wraps up and brings down and sends us to third down.
But an outstanding play by Cameron Wimbley, number 95. He really does a terrific job right there of getting penetration. You want to stop the run, take the tight end, L.J. Smith, throw him in the backfield, throw him in front of the pulling guard, and make a play. Wimbley was outstanding against the run. Certainly his foundation, he's an outstanding pass rusher, but boy, that's how you play the run. Play with your arms, play with your hands.
Browns go to a half dozen DBs. 3rd and 8, Flacco. Out of the backfield, Rice, wrapped up by the rookie Kaluka Mayava. 4th down, field goal attempt coming.
That is a tough route to defend, but good work by the rookie linebacker, Maeva. Watch the route. You're going to see a little inside-outside break, and Maeva does a nice job breaking on the football and keeping the Ravens out of business. Excellent play by the young defender out of USC.
Steve Hauschka, who has missed 2 key field goals this year, will try one from 36. And he missed them both to the left, those key ones. And he misses this one to the left. It's got to be on his mind, and he's missed them all the same way, left.
Well, John Harbaugh made it crystal clear that he kicked very well. He brought other kickers in, but it was evident to the coaching staff and John Harbaugh, who's really his backbone is in the special teams area, in the kicking area. That Hauschka was clearly the best kicker they had, but he's got to start making them.
He was a special teams coach for nearly a decade in Philadelphia with Andy Reid. A year as the DB's coach and then the head coach here at Baltimore the last 2 years. Extra offensive line, unbalanced to the right for the Ravens. From the 26, Quinn almost got him to jump. The Ravens got back. Brady throws, incomplete. Dangerous ball for the fullback, Lawrence Vickers.
I like what they did there. They shifted to an unbalanced line. Brady Quinn shows you his mobility there. Little dangerous decision making.
Yes, thank you, John.
Brady Quinn, they got to get him into the football game. Take a look at it. Little gap protection. You see Jamal Lewis go for the cut, and Brady Quinn gets out of trouble, throws the ball away. But they have got to get Quinn going early.
Wildcat snap to Joshua Cribbs. 4 blockers left. Get him free across the 30. And it'll be third down and about 6 coming up. So Cribbs will take some direct snaps. He was a quarterback in college at Kent State, but certainly didn't have the profile Brady Quinn when he quarterbacked at Notre Dame. What'd you like, John, when you worked out Brady Quinn as he was coming out of college?
I spent the whole day at South Bend. I like the fact he's a 4-year starter at Notre Dame. Great pedigree. Played for Charlie Weiss, Tyrone Willingham. The guy's a winner. He's a big guy. He's a great kid. He works hard. I want to see him get it done tonight.
Officially a gain of 5. It's 3rd and 5. Ravens bring pressure. Quinn made a good decision to Steve Hyden, the tight end, first down at the 40-yard line.
That's what you want to see out of Brady Quinn. Stick that back foot in the ground and get the ball out. I got so excited I couldn't get it out. Read the coverage. See Ray Lewis coming into your face. Get rid of the football. That's what you want to see out of Brady Quinn. That's why you want to see him on the field the next 8 games. Have some confidence in the guy. John, you loved him. I wish his coaches would.
From the 40 in the hands of Cribbs. Going to be a lot of that tonight. Got out of 1 tackle, but not the DeJuan Landry one that was waiting. We have a penalty marker down. As a gain of 1 on the board for Cribbs.
12 men on the field. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So, you know, when you get back to Brady Quinn, I went down there, Jaws. I spent over a day in South Bend. I had Brady Quinn in the bubble there. I took water and poured it all over the football. I want to see, can you throw a wet ball? I want to see him memorize our plays. This guy's sharp, and he is a good quarterback. I think he needs to play. He needs to continue to work on the field. That's the best feature, game day reps.
Well, that's been the problem here. The coaches have not had that confidence in him and keep moving him around and jerking him around.
First and 5, Cribbs, the Wildcats snap hand to Lewis. And he gains 4. It'll be 3rd and 1 coming up. Just to go over the brief history, should say second down. It was 1st and 5 after that flag. I beg your pardon. Just to go over the brief history of Brady Quinn. Remember, Derek Anderson had a Pro Bowl season. In Quinn's rookie year, 2007, Anderson started the entire season. Quinn played 1 drive in the season finale against the Niners. Last year, he got to start halfway through the season. Took over for 2 starts. Played okay against Denver and Buffalo, but injured his pinky against Buffalo and was out essentially for the rest of the season. Quick hit out to Mike Furry, the receiver, who's been with the Rams and the Lions, lost the ball, but Steve Hayden helped him get it back.
You know,
First
Brady
down.
Quinn did a lot of this at Notre Dame. This is a running play. They're going to run the ball to the left side of the formation and have this bubble screen built in on the backside. And if the deployment says throw the bubble screen, Brady Quinn has the authority to do it. But that's a heads-up football play. Good call by Brian DeBoll, the offensive coordinator.
But that's also outstanding awareness by Brady Quinn to see what the defense was. They left the slot open. He stood up, negated the run, threw the ball out. Good awareness by Brady Quinn.
There's Chris Jennings running to the left for a yard to the 45 of the Ravens. Jennings is a rookie out of Arizona, free agent, just his 2nd career carry.
You know, here's that guy, Chris Jennings, that Jamal Lewis was telling us about. He really likes this young back, and you saw a lot of him on the practice field Saturday. He's going to see a lot of action in replace of Jerome Harrison as the complementary back, but this is still Jamal Lewis's show.
Second down, Quinn throwing, incomplete. And there's one of the things we talk about with young quarterbacks and receivers. Ball was tipped by Ray Lewis, but obviously not everyone was on the same page.
Well, you hate to see that, Jaws. I mean, you're going to see Rubisky. Is he supposed to break this route to the outside? Did he see something the quarterback didn't see? But those are wasted plays. And in this field position against this defense, that can't happen.
Harrison's the back, 4 receivers. Pressure from behind, and Quinn goes down as Trevor Price gets in there for his 5th sack of the season.
Well, the Ravens went with a 3-man rush, and Trevor Price just won to the left of Brady Quinn. You'll see Trevor Price, number 90, right there, down in the 3-point stance. Only a 3-man rush. That should not happen when you drop 5 under and 3 deep, and only for 3 against your 6 protectors. But Trevor Price wins.
Eric Steinbach, who started over 100 games in the league, is toasted there. Second punt for Reggie Hodges, the new kicker. 36 yards, fair caught by Chris Carr, and the Ravens will take over at their own 18-yard line with 36 seconds left. Is Ozzie Newsome, the Hall of Fame tight end for the Browns, who went on to the Baltimore Ravens in their front office and has done a stellar job of building the old Browns into the very successful Ravens. Willis McGahee in the game, and he runs to the 24-yard line on first down. Guys, we haven't seen much of McGahee. He didn't carry it all the last game.
You know, one of the things I want to do if I ever coach again is I want to coach running backs for the Baltimore Ravens. I know they got Wilbert Montgomery, but when you can bring in Willis McGahee fresh, and you have LaRon McClain, who could carry it with Ray Rice, wow, those are 3 good backs.
Thanks for mentioning my old teammate, Wilbert Montgomery. He has done a terrific job with these Raven backs.
Final play of the quarter. There's a run to the left. It's going to be right near the first down mark. I'd like to see some success. Second quarter begins with 3rd and 1 and a stop by Robert Smith. Still doing it, 10 years in the league, able to grab McGahee there. Or McClain, I beg your pardon.
I don't think he got it. This is straight give, and the penetration from Robert Smith. That's something you rarely see. LeRon McClain comes into this game as one of the premier short yardage bangers in pro football, but it's a bad exchange and a heck of a play by Robert Smith. He's a very good run defender, has been for a while.
Kenyon Coleman was there as well. Two guys penetrate. Cribbs awaits the punt from Sam Cook.
Let him go,
Good kick with the wing. Deep kick. 56 yards. Cribbs has some room, but a flag is down behind the play as Cribbs is tumbled at the 38-yard line. That's right where the flag was thrown. Brandon McDonald trying to block Lardarius Webb.
Well, Sam Cook is hitting some booming punts right now.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 22 of the return team, half the distance to the goal. First down, Cleveland.
Well, Joshua Cribbs is getting opportunities. You keep giving him opportunities, you're going to hit one out the park.
I'm telling you. But these penalties hurt you. You don't want an offense that's struggling to move the ball and score to start inside their own 5-yard line. But you can see the contact from behind by McDonald, and the referees are trained to look hard for that kind of stuff. But this is horrible field position for an offense that's clearly struggling against a very good defensive team like Baltimore.
Well, mistakes have hurt the Browns all season long. They do not want to have one of those turnovers in this area of the field.
So the Ravens jumping all around, adjusting to the lineup for the Browns as Lewis fights the former Raven for a couple of yards. When we talk about the problems this team has had, this offense has been as inept as any offense in generations. It sounds like an overstatement. No. 5 offensive touchdowns last 14 games, fewest in a 14-game stretch since the 33-34 Cincinnati Reds, who when they got to the end of that stretch was so bad they shut down business. They ran out of money. They didn't play again. That's how bad these Browns have been on offense. Brady Quinn throws. Incomplete. Ray Lewis deflecting it, intended for Mike Furry.
Well, Cleveland's doing a lot of shifting with their personnel, and they're trying to get the Ravens to make a mistake. And Ray Lewis has been around long enough to make very few of those. But here's a nice play by Ray Lewis, instinctively finding the football and knocking it down.
Well, Ray does an outstanding job of reading the quarterback's eyes. Brady Quinn took him right to the ball.
Third and 7. Quinn goes to Massaquoi, complete. The rookie Mohamed Massaquoi takes it near the 40-yard line. Big third down conversion in front of Dominique Foxworth. Gain of 29.
Just a simple slant route. They use some pre-snap motion to get a look at the defense, but Quinn is just going to make a quick throw to the outside on a slant route. Excellent job by Massaquoi after the catch. That's what they need from Mohamed Massaquoi. More yak yards after the catch, and if they can get it, they got a big-time young prospect who's their leading receiver. I like that kid out of Georgia.
Took him in the second round, took 80, top of your screen, Brian Robisky out of Ohio State in the second round. Pressure on Quinn, just got rid of it. Incomplete, intended for Chris Jennings. They just clean up 2 injuries, guys, on this side of the ball. We saw Haruki Nakamura injured on the opening kickoff. He does have a broken right ankle, so obviously he is done for the Ravens for quite some time. Steve Hyden, one of the 2 tight ends active for Cleveland tonight, his return is questionable with an injury. So we have 2 injuries on this side of the ball. Defense Ravens, offense Browns. It's Robert Royal, the only tight end healthy remaining for Cleveland, who just moved to the right side. And a good opening for Chris Jennings. It's out to the 47. Terrell Suggs makes the tackle. 3rd and 3 coming up.
This is a staple in the Cleveland Browns rush offense. They love to bring this ghost to control the backside while they slam Jamal Lewis inside on the split belly zone. You'll see that play 3 or 4 more times tonight. Just inside zone blocking. The motion is a diversionary, but I think they got to hand the ball to that end-around guy because I haven't seen him do that this year.
Right tackle moves. John St. Clair's trying to say one of those guys made me do it.
False start, number 78, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Good shot.
You can't make that kind of mistake. 3rd and 4 is tough. 3rd and 9 is really tough, especially when you have an offensive line that has been struggling in pass protection. To add 5 yards on for a legal procedure is just a lack of concentration and a lack of focus, and that's what's plagued the Browns all season long.
Ravens showed a little pressure from the right of Quinn, so he adjusts the play. Gets it out of his hands quick, and there is again the issues with wide receivers who aren't on the same page with the quarterback.
Oh, it's just not good. It's 3rd down and 9, and that's when the Ravens get deep into their playbook. They cause a lot of confusion, sometimes panic from offenses. But that's the 2nd time. You see all the rushers coming on the right side. It's the 2nd throw already. There is no intended receiver. There's clearly a route breakdown, and you're not giving yourself a chance. But the penalty on John St. Clair really hurt Cleveland.
Reggie Hodges punting again. Barlow let it go. Lucky to get a good bounce. They'll turn it into an inside the 20 kick. It is phenomenal. First and 10 from the 15. Here's a run for Ray Rice for 1. Bengals, terrific start to this season, leading this division. Flacco down the seam for Heap. Hangs on after the huge hit by Abram, Elam, and Brodney Poole at the 35-yard line. A gain of 17 for Heap, who is slow to get up. Todd had back problems at the end of last year. He didn't even know until the middle of training camp that he was going to be good to go this year.
This is what Joe Flacco brings to the table. A howitzer on his shoulder. What a terrific throw by Flacco, and Elam with the big hit, and Todd Heap holds on to the football. The Ravens got to be a little more aggressive getting the ball down the field.
Oh, brutal shots. I don't know how he held on. L.J. Smith, the former Eagle, is the tight end. Flacco's hit his last 4 passes. And a run to the right with Rice through arm tackles now for a good first down gain of 7.5.
You know, one of the things about Ray Rice is he makes a lot of hidden yardage. Yards after contact. That guy is built. I mean, he's not the tallest guy we've seen all year, but boy, he's powerful, particularly his lower body strength.
Quick snap. Brown struggling to get lined up properly, but a good hit by Robert Smith again. 2nd play for the veteran. Limits Rice to no gain. 3rd down.
Browns defensive line really sharp on the inside. You know, they're not going to take you on man-to-man. They're slanting, they're stunting, they're twisting. The linebackers are scraping. Right now, their front seven do an outstanding job against the run of the Ravens. That will continue as Rob Ryan just likes to keep mixing it up.
Ravens haven't picked up a 3rd down tonight. Flacco, nobody open, buying time, throws it away. And the Ravens have not solved the Browns on 3rd down tonight. Jason Trusnick, the ex-Jet, came over in the Braylon Edwards trade, applying the pressure.
Very sloppy right now from the Baltimore Ravens. Joe looks a little bit frustrated right now where to go with the football. The pressure comes from Trusnick when he breaks the pocket, but the ball has got to come out. Right now, the Browns defense is doing an excellent job of disguising their looks and taking away number 1 and number 2 where Joe wants to go with the football.
And you're one big Cribbs return away from getting in trouble. Cribbs runs up and catches a 37-yarder. Contacted by Kelly Washington as he came down. A marker's down, not there, but away from the contact and this conversation.
I like this. These two teams, they don't like each other. Remember, if the Baltimore Ravens wore their throwback uniforms, they'd be the Cleveland Browns. This ought to be the NFL's #1 rivalry.
You've been sitting on that all weekend. That's a good line.
Finally got it. It's a great line.
I couldn't help it. I sat around my hotel all day. I'm thinking, golly, is this a big game?
Flag not thrown near this
There's
contact.
no foul on the play for a block in the back by the kicking team. The ball had already been caught by the receiver. Timeout.
Yeah, the flag was away from that. That was just ruled as legal. There he is, a childhood dream for Quinn, the chance to be the quarterback of the team he grew up rooting for, the Cleveland Browns. Getting that opportunity again here tonight. The 21, he tosses to Jennings, who runs left. Only gains about a couple of yards. Direct snap to Cribbs. The former college quarterback gets a good block from Quinn and gets the first down at the 32-yard line. So Leroy Kelly signed that a little bit later on in life for you. Isn't that great?
Oh, he sure did. I grew up not far from here. My dad went to Orange High School. Got a lot of great memories of the Cleveland Browns. Don't forget Paul Brown and what he did for the Cleveland Browns. He invented half of the game that we love today.
Oh, yeah. You know, I went to school just down the road at Youngstown State. Used to come up here for a lot of games. I'll tell you, this was a great place for football. They're struggling right now, but it was a great place. Heck, you were a fan for so many years. It's got to turn your belly a little bit to see this team struggling.
Lewis just gains for a yard and a half on first down.
But, you know, Cleveland's doing so many different things right now offensively. Here they go back into the no huddle. We've seen numerous wildcat plays. A lot of young guys. We've had some confusion on the route adjustments here against the blitz. I just think they need to get coordinated, call some plays these guys understand, let them come off the ball and execute.
They had a bye week. They had 2 weeks to put all this stuff in. They're using it.
Second and 8. Quinn, who's good outside the pocket, to Chris Jennings for the first down. I mentioned Jennings is out of Arizona, signed as a free agent. He played one game in the CFL last year for Montreal.
I like the play call. Get Brady Quinn on the edge of the defense. Once you're outside, there's the check down to Jennings. He really is the only receiver on that play. You're letting the defensive end run free. Your running back runs right by the defensive end. The quarterback gets rid of the ball quickly. One read, move and change.
Number 44, Quinn. Complete to Mike Furry, gain of 6 in front of Ed Reed.
One of the things that Ryan Daboll, the offensive coordinator, is doing a good job of now is moving the pocket. Change the launch spot. That's back-to-back bootlegs. That'll slow down this Raven defense. Maybe we can come back to a good, solid running play now.
And you simplify the reads for the quarterback. It's usually an either-or read when you go and play action, moving the quarterback. Not a lot of full-field reads. Right now, setting up very nicely for Quinn.
At midfield for Furry, too tall. And incomplete. Fabian Washington was over there.
You know, all these plays that are built into the running game, I remember Mike Holmgren teaching me a long time ago. If you make that kind of decision, you better hit it. Because it's 2nd down and 4. You're at midfield. You hand the ball to Jamal Lewis unless you got a breakaway slam dunk. But if you make that decision to throw that quick smoke route, you got to hit that one.
Cribbs motioned out. 5 receivers for Quinn. On 3rd and 4, pressure, sack. Brought down by Lardarius Webb, who has made his name as a kick returner, but is seeing more time, the 3rd-round pick this year, as a cornerback.
Here's another one of Ozzie Newsome's finds. Lardarius Webb, he's a rookie out of Nicholls State. The Baltimore Ravens under Greg Madison, I know he took the torch from Rex Ryan, but when the Ravens get on 3rd down defense, they just blow you away with multiple blitzes.
Extra man on the field didn't come off. Flags are down. It won't be enough for a first down as the fair catch is made back at the 8-yard line. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty and take it near midfield and set up again what we had before the sack, about 4th and 4. So they'll just probably tack it on to the end of the punt.
Well, that sack was then critical because they were at a 3rd and 4 situation before the
Defense,
sack.
12 men on the field. That penalty's declined. First down, Baltimore. Timeout.
Sean Toohey happens to be the play-by-play announcer for the Memphis Grizzlies. He and his wife became essentially the parents to Michael Lord, took him in, helped guide him through the rest of his life onto college at Ole Miss. Has become a wonderful story as a first-round pick in the NFL. There's a play by Rodney Poole, tackling Willis McGahee for a big loss on first down.
You better be careful with the splits of your wide receivers, because backed up down here, you're going to get some strong safety blitzes right off the edge. And Rodney Poole does a nice job of timing the blitz. He's unaccounted for. That's a big stop. If the crowd could get in the game and help these Cleveland Browns, if they could get a turnover on defense, it could really change the tide, Jaws.
They're getting fired up, John. The dog pound's barking a little.
2nd and 13. A run with McGahee right side. Takes it over to the 20, but a penalty marker down. Back near where that hole opened up.
Holding, number 77. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's the veteran center, Matt Burke.
Well, when you see Sean Rogers and Matt Burke, you're going to see a battle. Rogers got very good penetration that time. And just listening to the Baltimore Ravens, they knew that Sean Rogers was going to be a force. And they had to contest with him. They got Burke right there. I didn't see much.
You just saw a little bit of jersey. I think that's what Carl Sheffer saw on the last turn.
These penalties have just killed the Baltimore Ravens. Almost 80 yards a game.
Backed up to their own 2. Flacco hands the lead back and pounding through is McClain. John referenced it earlier. This guy went to the Pro Bowl as a fullback last year, but he was really the lead back for this team. He ran for over 900 yards, and this year he's had to come in and be the lead back for this guy. The fullback leading the way for Ray Rice.
I saw Laurent in the hotel. What a great kid. He is an unselfish football player. He'll get his turns later in December when that weather turns. But Ray Rice calls Laurent McClain my big brother, and he loves following him to daylight.
They've got an outstanding 1-2 combination of Leron McClain and Ray Rice.
3rd and 10. Browns running all over the secondary. Flacco pressured, throws, and it is caught with a marker down in the secondary. Derek Mason makes a great catch at the 25-yard line.
No one throws the deep comeback from the far hash better than Joe Flacco. What a laser he threw.
Illegal contact, number 20, defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
18-yard gain for the veteran 35-year-old Mason.
Just incredible anticipation by Flacco.
Yeah, but you got to have the arm, John. You'll see Joe right here, right in the middle of the field. He's going to drip. Look at this setup right there. Off that back foot, weight on that back foot, and throws a strike to the outside. Not many quarterbacks in this league do that as consistently as Joe Flacco.
Play action with Ray Rice. Flacco in trouble. Gets rid of it, and a flag is down at Flacco. It was Jason Trusnick and Robert Smith missing at the meeting at the quarterback. Let's see what Carl Sheffers has here.
There's no intentional grounding on the play. There was a receiver in the area. Personal foul, low hit on the quarterback. Number 93, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Trusnick calls for the low hit.
You'll see Jason Trusnick will be number 93 as Joe Flacco's looking downfield. Trusnick comes in low. Robert Smith comes in high.
I don't get that.
Now, Flacco throws the ball in his hand.
Defender on the ground who hasn't been blocked or fouled directly into the quarterback can't make forcible contact with the quarterback at or below his knee. That's the reading of the rules on the low hit on the quarterback, added this year after the Brady injury last year. The 41.
Okay. We have all these rules, and you have to have a rule book and an interpretator to explain it sometimes. I didn't like that call at all.
You are always on the officials, man. No, I think a couple weeks ago you actually gave him a compliment. I wrote that down in my diary. Keep a diary on me, you know that?
I don't know. I mean, take a look at it. Flacco's in trouble. I don't know if that's intentional or...
See, he had been blocked, so he was knocked down. And maybe Sheffield didn't see that he was blocked and knocked down. Flacco loading that howitzer to the middle for Mason into Brown's territory at the 40-yard line. A gain of 19.
Boy, they love this route. I think Derek Mason has a vertical read. He's going to come off the ball hard, and he's going to read the safety. And if that safety's deep, Mason's going to sit it down. And obviously, Mason reads it at full speed. Flacco does an excellent job. Joe Flacco loves play-action pass, these maximum protection two-man routes, and he especially likes his good friend, Derek Mason.
Best looking drive of the night, either way. Approaching the 2-minute warning, Rice. He runs for a couple of yards. The only scoring opportunity tonight was a field goal miss by the Ravens in the first quarter.
For the Ravens, it's so important they get their running game going. As John just said a moment ago, Joe Flacco loves the play action. A year ago, they were the #1 team in the league in play action. This year, they're #2. When you run that play action, the safety comes down in the box. You get the one-on-one isolation route.
His defense is playing. You're right.
He was the defensive coordinator in Oakland the last 5 years. This is 2nd and 9. Remember, Baltimore didn't have any timeouts. They couldn't challenge, but now any replayable situations handled upstairs. Well, everybody was going except for Burke. And now we have the flags put down on the ground.
Well, Brandon McDonald, number 22 for the Browns, is playing the game with Joe Flacco. He's the corner. He was feigning that corner blitz. He had Joe Flacco a little bit rattled. And the flags are out.
Start, number 65, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
You know, speaking of the Cleveland defense, how would you like to play defense on a football team where the offense has scored 5 touchdowns in 14 weeks? They never have had a lead all season except for maybe the last couple minutes of that Bengal game, but they keep playing. They're on the field way too much, but they play. And it's a credit to Eric Mangini and certainly Rob Ryan and these defensive players. They need to get their offense on track and see them play defense where they have a lead.
Their lone win was at Buffalo, 6-3. They completed 2 passes in that game. Flacco running out of time, away from Wembley. Eludes the big man, Rodgers. Now throws, and it's caught by Heap. Catch made.
What a play by Joe Flacco. It looked like he was going to go down from Cameron Wembley. He escaped that tackle, rerouted himself, circled back, and makes a heck of a throw. Let's get a look at this. You talk about extending the play. Look at Flacco. Now he steps up. It looks like Wembley's got him. He escapes that. Sean Rodgers misses him. Flacco gets outside, and look at this throw to Todd Heap.
All of that for a gain of 5. It's 3rd down and 9. 4 rush for the Browns. Flacco's shot is deflected and incomplete.
Eric Wright once again on the coverage. He's had a very solid season. He has played well tonight, making tackles in the running game and giving Flacco a very small window to get that ball into, and he knocked the ball away. Eric Wright's been all over the field.
Joshua Cribbs back. Men, I know you're excited to know this. We have not had a scoreless half in the NFL this year. We may be lucky enough to see it. Hook trying to pin the Browns. Ball was missed in the air, batted, and kept in. What a job by David Tyree. Picked up off, was it Tyree or was it Webb? It was Ladarius Webb. And Ladarius Webb, he goes back and tries to bat it. Question is, does he touch the goal line? Inconclusive from that angle. Touch the goal line there, bring the ball to the 20. The ball's currently sitting out at the 8-yard line.
We are reviewing the touching near the goal line on the punt.
You know, the timeouts used by the Ravens in the first half, guys, hurt them here. They have no timeouts left. I don't know, I'll ask you guys. You're the experts. If you're Cleveland, you just take a knee and get out of here and get to the second half?
Yes, I'd be happy right now. This score is 0-0. You know, I'm normally a pretty aggressive guy. I see the glass half full. But if I'm them right now, it's 0-0. Let's get in that locker room.
Hey, guys, thanks for working down there. Got a great shot there of Webb right down the goal line.
You know, one of the things I'd be concerned with, the Baltimore Ravens have not started fast in games.
No.
And the longer you let the Cleveland Browns hang around, you're in trouble. And I really think if Cleveland can come out of the locker room in a 0-0 football game, anything goes. But for whatever reason, the Baltimore Ravens have been slow starters this season, and I can't quite understand why. They've got a very talented football team.
And they have explosive players. I mean, you got a quarterback like Flacco that gets the ball down the field, is accurate down the field. You got wide receivers, may not be the speediest, but they're outstanding route runners. You got a tight end, and Todd Heap, who's an outstanding receiving tight end. They just can't seem to get it going early in ball games.
And the importance of the game, guys. So we saw the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game yesterday. Those teams are extending out here. A very good game. Cincinnati's 5-0 in the division. For Baltimore, they have their 2 games with Pittsburgh left. Indianapolis coming up. And, oh, by the way, there are 8 teams in this conference with a better record than Baltimore coming into tonight. The Ravens are sitting on 4-4. Here's Carl Sheffers now.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Cleveland.
Now I clearly just run it and get out of there.
It's back at the 7. The Ravens can't stop it.
Well, the Cleveland Browns are last in the league in turnover margin. They have had a hard time hanging on to it. I'd be surprised if they take much chance here.
It's always one of those things you wonder, if you're not going to pass it, just take a knee. Why even run the ball? Jamal Lewis carries for a couple of yards to the 10. And they would have to run one more play.
And you hear a smattering of boos from the crowd.
Hey, they're going to get booed off the field.
Undeserved.
They'll get booed off the field if they just run it or take a knee here. But you know what? It's scoreless against the Ravens. You're in the game. You get the ball to start the third quarter.
Right.
Your defense is playing well.
Hey, you're
I'm with you.
double-digit underdogs.
Yeah.
If you go to halftime, whether it's 0-0 or 28-28, this is anybody's ball game as we start this third quarter.
And now they are going to take a knee as they put Mike Furry, the wide receiver, also plays safety back there. And guys, it gives me the opportunity to share this great news with you. This is the 620th Monday Night Football game. It's the 9th scoreless half.
The Browns have got to get a big play in the passing game.
A missed 36-yard field goal, our only near score here in this half. Joshua Cribbs has tied an NFL record, 6 career touchdown returns, and he's got it at the 4. And he doesn't make it to the 20-yard line. Well covered. Michelle Tafoya down on the sideline.
Well, I spoke with both coaches, Mike. John Harbaugh said, we've just got to relax, get in a groove, convert some third downs. We've got our hands full with a very good defensive football team. We have to find a way to win this game. And Eric Mangini said he wants to keep up the tempo of the no huddle. He said that's been working well for them. Defensively, they want to continue to throw those disguises at Joe Flacco. They think that's been throwing him off, Mike.
If Flacco, Michelle, has not had a good half, 8 of 12, just 92 yards, and sacked a couple of times. Brady Quinn 6 of 12 in the first half. His Browns take over at the 19. And they will run it with Jamal Lewis, who backs in for a couple of yards. Bunch formation to the right. Quinn throws that way. It's deflected by Terrell Suggs.
I really want to see this big guy out of Notre Dame cut it loose. He down here, third and 8.
Just take Cribbs and run him down the field and try to make a play.
The 21, another quick toss, and the defensive lineman know it too. Jarrett Johnson knocked it down, and it's 3 and out of the gate for the Browns. And guys, this is what the problem was with Brady Quinn when he came in last year. All short passes, nothing downfield.
I don't know who you blame for it. It's everybody together on this, but it's a quick screen. You got to be aggressive. You got to knock hands down, all that coaching clinic talk, but
it's
real
true.
conservative call.
It's true.
No, it's true.
Reggie Hodges kicking it away. Another poor kick by Hodges. Fair catch was called for. Chris Carr couldn't get to the ball. Well, the offense has been somewhat unwatchable tonight on both ways, but let's credit both defenses, too. They have taken care of everything. Ed Reed and company in Brady Quinn's head. Only 6 of 14. This is the best field position for either team tonight. Flacco and the Ravens start at their own 41. And Flacco swing it to Ray Rice out of the backfield for 5 to the 46. Trusnick over there with McDonald on the tackle.
Brown secondary and their defensive coverage have been outstanding.
Rice runs for about 1.5 yards. Good job against those 6 offensive linemen. Power formation. Kaluka Mayava, the rookie out of USC, continuing to make good plays.
That's a nice job. The ball bounces to the outside, but Cameron Wembley keeps that outside arm free, does a nice job getting off the block and forcing it into Trusnick and his friends. But that's a good job rallying to the football by the young linebacker, number 66, Kaluka Mayava.
That's the 3rd time he's done that tonight. Wembley
Like
going to play off the edge. 5. Browns have been very good again tonight on 3rd down. Rushing 4, Flacco's pass caught at open field for Mason. Derek Mason down the sideline. Takes it to the 10-yard line. A pickup of 44 for Mason.
Flacco does an outstanding job of identifying the one-on-one coverage, the isolation route. He had it on the outside. He saw Brandon McDonald one-on-one on Derek Mason. Look at this throw. It just whistles by Brandon McDonald. Mason takes it up the sideline.
Browns having confusion on defense. Only 10 guys out there defending Rice. He goes to the outside and scores the game's first touchdown. The Browns only had 10 guys on the field. They couldn't get number 11 out there.
You get an explosive play, and it's a great time to go to the no huddle. Cleveland Browns, they don't know which personnel the Ravens have on the field. They're caught with 10 guys. They're completely outflanked, and Ray Rice punishes them off tackle. Great job by the Baltimore Ravens to start the 3rd quarter.
That's where you call timeout.
Right.
And the coach can call timeout. He can run to the side judge there on his side and call timeout. Eric Mangini shaking his head, very unhappy with just a mistake.
Don't beat yourself. I mean, that's been all season long for the Browns. They've beaten themselves.
Hauschka kicks to Cribbs from the 4. Joshua Cribbs, if he can get this block, may have some room to run. There goes Cribbs to the 42-yard line. Good 38-yard return. Well, this starts their best field position of the night to begin a drive. On 41. Quick drop, quick toss, off the hands, intercepted. Heading back the other way with DeJuan Landry. Back-to-back plays, touchdown Ravens.
Well, it's a simple route that you have to complete it. Just a stick route to the tight end should be an easy pitch and catch.
Well, it's really important that when you run these outside breaking routes off of 3-step drops, the receiver has to see the ball leave the quarterback's hands. That ball got in on Royal, who's a tight end. It's not an accurate pass. Tip passes against the Baltimore Ravens in traffic. There are no other defenses that score more points for their team than the Baltimore Ravens.
And the extra point is blocked. Can't do anything with it. Sean Rogers, who's a machine at blocking kicks. 2 touchdowns in 17 seconds. The second one off the interception. Brady Quinn off the hands of Robert Royal, and DeJuan Landry took it home. They're mixing up their kicks. This is a short kick to make it tougher for Cribbs to return it. So instead it gets returned to the 34-yard line by Gerard Lawson. Here's a run on first down for Chris Jennings up the middle to the 40-yard line. Guys, can you come back to a couple of things you just said? First off, you said that throw comes out quick. He's got to see it because of all the people there.
Robert Royal, the tight end, wants to see that ball come out of the quarterback hands. The antithesis of what you normally talk about a quarterback where there's anticipation, but because it's such a short throw, a lot of bodies between the quarterback and the receivers, and it's hard to pick the ball up for a tight end on that little stick route. So you want to see it coming out of the QB's hand.
After a gain of 6, Jennings remains the lone back. And the rookie out of Arizona runs on the end, and he's submarined by Fabian Washington. We'll have 3rd down coming up.
You know, when you use antithesis and anticipation in the same sentence, I have a hard time hanging with you. I think this is really important.
When I talk, Coach.
I think this is very important for Brady Quinn in his career as a pro player here in Cleveland. I think he's got to get something going. This is his third year, 2 different head coaches. I know it's 2 different offensive coordinators, but here he is now out there in a Wildcat, and I know they're not going to throw him the ball.
3rd and 2. Joshua Cribbs takes this snap directly. And a former quarterback at Kent State picked up a nice block from the fullback, Vickers. And into the arms of Ray Lewis on the sideline, but a first down at the 45-yard line. And you talk about playing for multiple coaches and multiple offensive coordinators. You have a new organization comes in. The Mangini regime did not draft Brady Quinn. So that loyalty of how long you have to give him shrinks a little bit.
Well, they didn't draft Derek Anderson either, but they got to put a guy out. He's a young quarterback. He's got to be on the field. If you're having a tough time, you've got to play through those difficult times. But you've got to give this guy a chance. I mean, I don't see any rhythm to this offense whatsoever tonight, and I haven't seen it all season long, as a matter of fact.
Quinn sprinting to the right to Furry. Gain of 3.
Yeah, another 3-yard pass.
In any stat, that's not good. Thus the change made at the bye week. The run was Jennings. Penetration from the Ravens. Down. Fabian Washington, who was called out here for his play the last week or so, has been very impactful against the run game tonight.
Well, it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 11 on the play. So I think they're going to have to throw the ball down the field to get a first down.
Well, that's Ray Lewis. You know, Ray Lewis, Fabian Washington, that's Raven defense. And on 3rd down and 12, what a great opportunity to heat up Brady Quinn. Expect pressure.
Browns have to get to the Ravens 44. They haven't been there all night. Quick toss off the hands of Furry. Intercepted back the other way with Chris Carr, who thought about a lateral. A flag is down as Carr goes down at the 40. And Terrell Suggs is shaken up along with Quinn.
Well, that's just what happened. You get in
after
3rd
the interception.
down.
Personal foul, low block, number 10 of the passing team. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down, Baltimore.
It's Quinn on Suggs, who's limping off, hurt his right leg.
You know, you get into a 3rd and long situation against the Ravens, it's a feeding frenzy. They're gonna blitz you, and they did right here. Here you see it coming right off the left side, and the Cleveland Browns, they almost look like they're under siege, Ron. The ball comes out quick. It's not a perfect pass. It's on the backside shoulder. It's another tip ball, an impact turnover by the Ravens. Mark this down. The Ravens last year led the NFL in turnover ratio. If they didn't, they were very close to it. And they're well on schedule here as they start the second half of the season.
And, John, you talked about that feeding frenzy right now. The Ravens are blitzing about 50% of the time in passing situations, and the results have been very good. Greg Madison, the defense coordinator for the Ravens, hey, he's dialing up the blitzes tonight because he knows he's got that offense of the Browns off balance.
Suggs limped over the sideline. Movement on the left tackle, Garrett Gaither.
False start, number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And I think that what John Harbaugh told us last night is important. He's tired of these penalties on the Ravens. But take a look at this throw by Brady Quinn. It's not a bad pass. It's not a great pass. But, Jaws, you've got to make plays. Somebody's got to make a great catch. Somebody's got to make a great throw. Somebody on this offense has to snap out of it.
John, they don't have those guys. Right? They don't have those kind of playmakers on offense. It's part of the issue.
I mean, Mike Fleury, to tell you what, the guy was an Arena Football League player. He's been playing defense. He's been playing offense for the Browns. Mike, you're right. They don't have the skilled players to make the offense work. And I don't care who the quarterback is right now. It won't make a difference if we put Tom Brady or Peyton Manning out there or Drew Brees. They're not going to get this offense going. There's not enough a supporting cast.
Hey, that guy's a first-round draft choice. I haven't seen Brian Rabisky or Mohamed Massaquoi run a route past 5 yards. How do we know?
Ravens trying to deliver a knockout punch here at the 28. 2nd and 14. Flacco a little lost out there on the edge. Brandon McDonald holding him up as a flag is down. Back in the middle of the field, Sean Rogers joining McDonald for the tackle.
Well, if I'm Joe Flacco and I get on the edge like that, I'm going to get down. If I see Sean Rogers coming after
number
me.
71, offense. That penalty's declined. Third down.
You know, when you run a bootleg to your quarterback's left and he's right-handed, take a look at it. He's going to boot to his left. Remember, he's a right-handed quarterback, and you suspect you really are vulnerable to getting hit on your throwing shoulder. And that's why you don't see a lot of quarterbacks move to their left very often unless they're really athletic. That's scary.
And the Browns came with a corner cat with Brandon McDonald quickly in the face of Flacco.
3rd and 20. They drop 8 in coverage. Rush only 3. Check down to Heap. Will try to get him in field goal range. He blocked the extra point a moment ago. Try to put pressure on Hauska. 44-yard kick. Missed from 36 earlier. That one from the right hash mark. Didn't miss it to the left. Sean Rogers, who's sensed defeat, tasted defeat far too often in his career. It's his 123rd NFL game. His record as a player is 33-89. That's a lot of losing locker rooms to go back into.
You know, you got a lot of negative slides.
Oh, yeah. Let's stand by for some positive ones, huh? Joshua Cribbs couldn't catch that kickoff at the 7. They're going to be taking that at the 22-yard line. Coffee on call. Enjoy. From the 23, here is Lewis. Running up the middle for about 4 or 5 yards.
Give an opportunity. Call something down the field.
27, they bring Cribbs. Hey, they handed it to the ghost. Not the ghost to the post, but the ghost past the marker. First down.
Well, we've been looking at film all week, and they run that ghost reverse, and John was saying all week they better give it to Cribbs. No one's even paying any attention to him. Well, they finally gave it to him, and there's a positive play out of Joshua Cribbs.
These are all young receivers for the most part for the Ravens, and I think you got to test old Brian Ribisky. You'll see him at the top of the screen, number 80. Ribisky, Massaquoi down here. These are rookies. Test them.
Paul Kruger, the rookie out of Utah for the Ravens, got back onside. Mike Furry the catch. That's a completion for a loss of a yard and a half.
I have seen more bubble screens, quick screens, tier screens, whatever you want to call them. Get in that huddle, get them wide receivers, and tell them to start running some 9 routes. We're throwing the ball down the field. Give them a chance to make a play.
You've had coaches who were supportive, not just in how they brought you up as a pocket passer and a quarterback, but also how they supported you when times were tough, what Brady needs right now. As he throws to Jamal Lewis. And that's a little bit of what Cleveland's going through. This is the 22nd quarterback change they've had since the franchise started up again in 1999. And they need some of that fortitude like Dick Vermeil. Flag down, pass to Ribisky is caught, his second if it holds up, but shy of the first down.
And Mike, I can't tell you how much that meant to me. When you're a young quarterback, it's tough enough playing against 11 guys on defense. I had a coach, an organization that supported me, because for any young quarterback, there's going to be some...
Number 99, defense.
Offside on Kruger,
lined up in the neutral zone.
A 5-yard penalty will keep it going. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, there's going to be some problems in the development, and the coach has to stick behind you. He's got to trust you. Dick Vermeil gave me that confidence. Maybe other people didn't, but it equates to what's going on in Cleveland. The coaching staff, the organization, has got to believe in Brady Quinn. Now, that was 1978. 3 years later, we were a Super Bowl football team. And that's what the Cleveland Browns have to remember. If you got a guy you believe in, let him work through it. John, you've had to develop young quarterbacks. You know what it's like. You got to trust them. You got to believe them.
It's 3rd and 2. Direct snap to Cribbs. Picked up the last 3rd and short. It'll be very close to this one. Ray Lewis tried to bend him back. It'll all depend on the spot as Kelly Gregg and Ray Lewis made the tackle.
You know, you get into some of these 3rd down and 2s. And I used to ask myself on the sideline, you know what? I think I'm in 4-down territory. I know I'm going for it on 4th down and 1. So I'm going to hand the ball to this guy, Jamal Lewis. But Cribbs is obviously the go-to guy in the Wildcat formation for the Browns in short yardage situations.
Eric Mangini was asking, and he should get one. He asking for a measurement there. Instead, we're going to get a timeout taken. Well, they won 10 but didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago under Romeo Crennel.
This is state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Football is of the utmost importance. And they need the Cleveland Browns to find an offense in a hurry. They've been waiting a long time.
Well, they got the Bengals playing well right now. They are in the state of Ohio.
That's right. Magnified by what Cincinnati's doing down the road. 7-2, 5-0 in the division.
Going for it.
Cleveland goes to Cincinnati in 2 weeks. Fourth and less than a yard. Quinn sneaking it. And it looks like Brady will get the first down.
I just need to see some fast break offense. I think the no huddle, in and out of the huddle, the tempo's got to increase. We're running out of time, and Cleveland knows it.
They're listening to you, John. They're going no huddle. Do something to change this up.
Down the run, Jamal Lewis, the former Raven, for 2 yards.
You know, one of the things that the Ravens have really struggled with on defense is they've given up a lot of big plays. You said it in the lead into the show. 27 plays of over 20 yards.
In the passing game,
Fabian Washington has had a hard time with pass interference plays. Foxworth has been beaten a couple times. I just think you got to push it and maybe get a PI. Let one of these young guys try to create, but here they go back to the Wildcat.
He's been called for a defensive pass interference to the Ravens 9 times. Just Lewis running again against his old teammate, his good old friend Ray Lewis up there in the middle. And we speak of Jamal Lewis. Jamal said it's not the team being bad. It's not anything else. And I've got other interests. My plan was always to leave the game after this season. And he does so right now, 21st on the all-time rushing list. 3rd and 7 against pressure. Ray Lewis up the middle, and Quinn just ducked out of the way and goes down for a sack.
Well, Brady Quinn had no shot on that one. Ray Lewis just blew in the backfield, untouched.
Well, this is Ray Lewis. He's been doing it forever. You're using all these dummy snap counts, trying to figure out who has who. You're coming off your bye week. You need to block Ray Lewis. But Jaws, you had 2nd down and 7 at the plus 46. You get into the Wildcat, then you take a sack. Just a bad sequence there for the Browns.
This Carr running up to make a fair catch at the 26-yard line. Ravens will take over there. Well, you guys, we mentioned Jamal Lewis a moment ago. He made a lot of news earlier in this off week for the Browns, essentially calling out his coach, Eric Mangini. He said, we're practicing too long with 2-hour practices, half-hour walkthrough, to which Mangini responded by having Lewis in his office, keeping Eric's longtime tenant of, my door's always open, come in, communicate. Lewis is one of the captains. We talked to David Bowens, who was a linebacker with the Jets, Mangini's team last year, and he said the practices are about as long. There's a little bit of not understanding from where Jamal Lewis was with Baltimore and Brian Billick. Practices weren't as long. Practices weren't as long for this team last year. Flacco in trouble, the flag down, he throws it out there incomplete. Needless to say, it is another headache for this team with many issues. Now you have the offensive captain and the veteran saying, we're practicing too long.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, number 24 of the defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
It was on Eric Wright.
Well, based on what I've seen as I studied the tape of the Browns all season long and watching this game tonight, they need to spend a whole lot more time on the practice field. I mean, it's just been a dreadful performance, particularly by this offense. There's no rhythm in this offense. The play selection is questionable. Nothing down the field, nothing aggressive. I'll say this, the defense has given a heck of an effort tonight. Rob Ryan at least has those guys flying around, except for when they have 10 men in the field on a Ray Rice touchdown.
Here's Willis McGahee, stiff arming around the end with Eric Wright trying to block. It's always uncomfortable, John, when a player kind of calls out the coach and says, hey, we're practicing too long. We're 1-17.
Well, losing does that, you know, and we saw a heck of a tight end a couple weeks ago. Tony Gonzalez didn't want to come back to Kansas City. You see it with Larry Johnson. Hey, losing is hard. And Eric Mangini, he's a heck of a coach. He got his work cut out for him. They don't have a lot of talent. They got to put this team together But you take losing home with you. It affects your family life, your personal life. It is hard when you're a pro football player.
2nd and 4, McGahee. All going to gain a couple of yards, and that'll bring the third quarter to a close.
Yeah, and in defense of his coaching staff, and I don't want to sound real hard on with all those things going on, but there's a dearth of talent on the football team. They're a couple, 3 years away from being a competitive football team. They've acquired a lot of draft choices via trades. They will have the opportunity to build the football team.
3rd and 2 to start the fourth. Ray Rice thinking about a throw. Lefty toss for Heap. Broken up. Incomplete. Ravens want pass interference. Will not get it as Rodney Poole ran back.
Oh, they had him fooled. You know, but you go back and look at the Ravens. Here's a halfback pass. Take a look at Ray Rice rolling to his left. He's got Todd Heap. He's got to throw it out towards the sideline. Not enough on the throw. But those 3rd and 1s, those are the situations, Jaws, I think the Ravens got to heat that running game up.
I totally agree. I don't get that play at all. The one problem they've had is the consistency in the running game, and they go to a gadget play on 3rd and short. Let him go! Let him go!
Cook to kick. Cribbs will haul in the 45-yard punt at the 16. Trying to work to the open space on the left side, and he gets beat around and knocked down by the combination of Tyree and McClain. Just past the 20.
You know, the other night, I went to see a basketball game here in Cleveland. I might be able to.
You by yourself?
Yeah. I can tell you where there's some offense.
Where?
Well, there's this guy who plays for the Cavaliers, number 23. Boy, is LeBron James an offensive guy. Holy cow.
What a tight end he would be, huh? Wide receiver. You think he can go deep?
LeBron was a fabulous player in high school. Junior year. An all-state performer, concentrated on basketball his senior year of high school. Quinn getting out of there, gets to Vickers. Complete pass, loss of 3.
Tonight, we'd love to see some offense.
Chris Jennings on the run to the 25. Gain of 6. Had you seen LeBron play in person before the other night?
That was my first time. And I tell you what, when you see his physical stature, that's what blows your mind. If you're near LeBron James, get a ticket.
Watch this guy play. The first thing I thought when I saw him, tight end, tight end, man.
Well, it's part of the panic. Of course, he's a free agent after this NBA season, and he is Cleveland's hopes for a championship.
False start, number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
It was on Joe Thomas. Of course, the Cavaliers have been to the NBA Finals once 2 years ago, didn't win a championship. The Indians are long-suffering, and they, too, have hit the reset button and rebuilding. Stay positive, Cleveland sports fans. It's gonna happen sometime. One would hope.
Great, great sports town. You know, God, they love their brownies, but it's gonna be a long time before they're competitive.
Quinn deflected and knocked down smartly. As Quinn and Steinbach were over there, and that'll set up 4th down.
You know, when you get into 3rd down and 13 against the Baltimore Ravens and go to a no-back set, you play quarterback. Look at all these Ravens beating down on you, not quite sure who's coming, who's blocking. No chance.
No, not a shot.
And there's Kruger, their rookie out of Utah. Ozzie Newsome, 2nd-round draft choice. John Harbaugh wanted to get him active. They're excited about the progress that Kruger has made. But once again, a 3-and-out for the Cleveland Browns.
And a penalty mixed in. You can't beat yourself. They're not good enough to make those kinds of mistakes. They've been making them all season long. Browns fans not happy at all tonight.
Price was helped off. Terrell Suggs earlier on, as Brady Quinn went to block him on that interception, and blocked him low, was penalized for it. Suggs has a knee sprain, the Ravens tell us. Unlikely to return tonight. You hope it just ends up only a knee sprain. Hodges punting for Zastudil tonight. Kicks it to Chris Carr on the site of the old Municipal Stadium. Ray Rice runs right. McDonald shows him the sideline. Look out. One of the Browns assistants over there gets taken down. There's a flag back by the play.
Personal foul, face mask, number 66, offense. 15-yard penalty, Repeat first down.
He's done a heck of a job building the Ravens into a consistent winner.
First and 25. We built a terrific team. Steve Bisciotti, the owner. As Rice carries to the 47-yard line.
You know, I think when you go back to Ozzie Newsome, and a great Shannon Sharp, Rod Woodson during their Super Bowl runs.
This is 3rd and 12. Underneath it's Rice, who's pulled down by Maava, who has had a very good game starting for the second time. And the Ravens will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Mike, you talked about Maava, and he really has played well tonight. There have been a number of times he's been singled up against Ray Rice out of the backfield, and Rice is an explosive back as a receiver. Maava's done a really good job on him tonight. One of those young players that the Browns can build upon for the future. That rookie out of USC.
It's a heck of a play. They love to run everybody off and let Ray Rice work underneath, and that really puts a linebacker in a vulnerable position. Great play by the rookie out of Southern Cal.
You saw the Gunners. They've done a nice job supporting Sam Cook's directional kicking, making Cribbs a non-factor in the return game tonight. And another one here. Well done by the special teams of the Ravens. Downed at the 11. Back here inside their own 10, they'll go to Joshua Cribbs, the former Kent State quarterback out of the Wildcat. Quarterbacks in the state of Ohio, very versatile people. Cribbs a gain of 5.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Hey, Josh, hang in there a second. I got your back, buddy. Here's Quinn's pass, and it's on the sideline, incomplete. 3rd and 5.
Right.
4-man rush for the Ravens. Quinn throws to Furry, complete. Gets it to the 30 and a first down gain of 14.
Well, it's a little option route. Take a look at Fury. He's working against Chris Carr in the slot. And Quinn does a nice job hanging with him. And Fury wins to the inside. Boy, you'd love to see Fury really make something happen after the catch. But it's a nice throw, big 3rd down conversion. But that's a play you could run with if you had an opportunity.
John, small steps here. Make the catch first.
Here's Quinn throwing from Massaquoi. Very high and incomplete. You know, and we joke about it, and their offense has only put up 2.8 yards per play. And we mentioned 5 offensive touchdowns in 35 quarters. You know, I always tell my son, never give up on a game. And this is still a 2-score game. If they can hit one play and make something happen, they are still in this game.
No question.
You got to believe that if you have any chance of coming back.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. If you're a Cleveland Brown, you got to believe you can make 2 plays in this game. No matter how bleak you've played to this point, you got to believe.
From the 30, pressure from the Ravens. Quinn throws incomplete, intended for Harrison. Trevor Price brought the heat.
You know, when you play against the Ravens, you got to really be careful with Ed Reed. If you spend too much time watching Ed Reed, you're never going to know what the coverage is. This guy he's amazing. He's all over the field. He knows where he needs to be when the ball is snapped. But before the snap, this guy's going to be all over the football field. He wants to be a secondary coach. When he's done playing, I'll hire him.
You and a lot of other people talked about an intuitive, instinctive safety. None better than Ed Reed.
Furry in short motion, 3rd and 10. Quinn, here's a shot down the field from Massaquoi. Incomplete. Ladarius Webb came in and brought the pressure. Dominique Foxworth on the back end have the coverage.
Well, at least we saw the attempt down the field to Massaquoi. Give him a chance to make a play. Foxworth was in coverage, but at least there's a chance for a big gain. They have not been doing that tonight. They have done nothing to dust off the secondary of the Ravens.
Reggie Hodges signed officially yesterday because of Dave Zastido's injury. Tyree had a chance at a block. 37-yard punt. Big hit by Mike Adams on Chris Carr. Brings him down back at the 30. Great job by Carr to hang on. 8.5. Let's see what the Ravens can do on the ground as Ray Rice, John, runs it for about a gain of 5 here on first down.
I think, just like we talked earlier, guys, this is a situation where the Ravens need to flex their muscle and get their running game going, because they're a good enough team to have a lead in the 4th quarter in meaningful games, and the only enemy is the clock. And here's a great opportunity for the Ravens to end this game on offense with their running game, because they are capable of smashing you with it.
Well, they got the big fellas in there, Ray Rice and LaRon McClain.
2nd and 4. Here comes Rice again.
Outstanding passing game that generates big plays.
McGahee runs to the other side of the unbalanced line. They had 3 linemen to the left. He's right at the first down sticks here at the 7-minute mark. What do you think about the kind of seed change here a little bit and how winning football's played, John?
Well, I agree. I also think every time Ron makes a point, he's got a nice graph here.
That's right. That's right. You got it.
Showcase his stuff. But the point I want to make is that's 3 consecutive runs by the Ravens, and over 2 minutes of the clock is gone. And they're going to run it again and again. And if you can beat the clock, watch the game last night. Everybody's talking about that Colt game. You know, it's hard to run the clock out when you're passing the football, Ron. You know that.
First down pass to McClain in the flat. A gain of 2 yards. What, was anybody talking about the Patriots Colts game last night?
I understand it was a good game.
What an intriguing late night that was to watch.
The other thing, too, the Ravens, you start getting in November, December. You know what the weather's going to be like in Baltimore. You're going to have to deal with the elements. Joe Flacco certainly has the arm to knife the ball through the windy days he's going to have there. But you have to have that running game, especially when you play with the lead. The quality teams now like to start fast and then milk that clock with the running game in the second half.
McGahee, 2nd and 8.
But Belichick has been a guy that's unconventional. He'll make tough decisions, and he did. But what I would have done, I would have punted the football.
Downtown. 3rd and 2. There comes the blitz from Mike Adams. Didn't get there in time. We'll call tangled feet on the side here with Brandon McDonald and Kelly Washington. Incomplete on 3rd and 2 as the Ravens chose to throw it.
Well, they're very lucky that there were tangled feet right there, because this had the potential for being an interception going the other way. There you see Mike Adams forcing the quick throw. And on the other end, we'll try to get a look to you. That ball was almost intercepted. Dangerous play call there at midfield with this situation.
I don't get the last 2 play calls. A halfback option pass on 3rd and 1, and you got 3rd and 1 again. They're throwing, another ball to the wide side of the field, almost intercepted.
Well, somebody's asking for movement. Finally, we get a few flags.
Ball start, number 53, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
It's on Jameel McClain. They thought they had one on the Browns and did not.
And Mike, and be sure we don't let the genius off the hook over here. When we get to him on that Belichick question, you're trying to dodge me here, so we'll get back to that.
No.
Yeah, all right, I know. It got kind of quiet all of a sudden.
Nobody escapes. Nobody escapes.
Let it go, let it go.
Bouncing kick brought in by Cribs at the 15. Very good coverage all night here in Baltimore. Prescott Burgess made the tackle. Oh, here's an opportunity for John to give us his view.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm not 180 like you are. I'm going to be consistent with what I said. I agreed with the call. I went against Peyton Manning on Monday Night Football. We had a 35-14 lead with 5 minutes left, and we punted it to him, not once, twice. And he ended my night. Peyton Manning is that good. I don't care how good your defense is and whose feelings you hurt. You got Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. They had the play they liked, and really they had the matchup they wanted. They just didn't execute the play. Who's going to fault Bill Belichick? They got a 2-game lead.
Here's a shot down the field for Cribs. Incomplete. Looking for a flag. Not getting it.
There's Joshua Cribs. Talk about a jack of all trades. This guy lines up in a Wildcat. He's their leading tackler on special teams 3 years in a row up until this year. Here he is running a go route. They rarely call the feet tangled as pass interference. And this guy threw over 1,100 passes at Kent State as a quarterback. He's a football player.
Quinn pressured, flushed, throws for Furry, who makes the grab, tackled by Ladarius Webb. I'm glad you brought up Cribbs because there was 1 year in between them. The quarterback who followed him for 3 years at Kent State was Julian Edelman, who is now a receiver for the Patriots, caught a touchdown wearing a cast last night. We'll see Edelman, Brady, all the Patriots, and Randy Moss in a couple of weeks when they go down to New Orleans on a Monday night. 3rd and 6. Quinn lost this. He tried to load up. He was hit by Jared Johnson. Came off the edge.
Brady Quinn just doesn't have much of a chance. By the time his back foot hits the ground, defenders are in his face. Literally no shot. You'll see John St. Clair. He sets Jared Johnson right around the corner. The minute Quinn sets that back foot to deliver the football, he does not have a chance. The ball stripped out of his hand.
Well, it's always something, Jaws. You know, it's a penalty here, poor protection there, drop ball there. 0 points.
Hodges kicking. 48 yards to the 35. And a return of 5 by Chris Carr near the 40.
I feel like when you said I got to clap, too. You know, is that all right?
From the 39, here goes Rice. This has not been an impressive, dominating performance that some people talked about.
It really hasn't. With that schedule, they're going to have to play a lot better. You know, Joe Flacco made a few plays today, but the consistency wasn't there. You know, their 3rd down, I'm scratching my head on a couple calls, a halfback option pass, you know, dropping back. When I think you just got to start pounding the football a little bit, coming off the ball, you know, ice the game away when you get a 16-point lead.
Rice is carrying for the 19th time tonight. He gets close to the 85-yard mark, and another timeout taken by Cleveland.
You know, everybody says that the Ravens have lost 4 tough games to really good teams. We lost to Minnesota. We lost to Cincinnati twice. Gee, we've been close.
New England.
Well, they've beaten Cleveland twice, who's without a win, and they beat Kansas City, a team that's struggling. Next week and the following week, give the Baltimore Ravens an opportunity to take out the 9-0 Indianapolis Colts and their nemesis, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those next 2 weeks, that's when you're going to find out about the Ravens. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and they've got a running back that I love. I think Ray Rice is a complete football player. You know, he can catch the football, he can run, he's an every down back, he can block. I believe he has to be more of a focal point of this offense. When they get in these tough games, they can't rely on the passing game. They're going to need that balance.
3rd and 5, and they will run. Rice, his 20th run, picks up a 1st down.
Good receiving skills as well. They'll get him singled up in those linebackers, and he'll win.
Browns only down to 1 timeout. McGahee pops through there for 3 or 4 yards. Willis McGahee, of course, terrific from his days at Miami. Very good start with Buffalo in his first 4 seasons, and now having to take the role of a backup to Rice.
You know, when you talk about Ray Rice, he's one of those backs that's slow to the hole, but he's fast through the hole, man. And he is an outstanding receiver. He's one of the few guys in the world that leads his team in rushing and receiving. And if you watch this guy carefully and really study Ray Rice, wait till you see him pick up the blitz. This is a every down back. And he is a big-time player, man.
You saw the 2 other backs, Chris Johnson and Steven Jackson, the 2 other backs in the whole world. You've searched the globe to find the backs leading rushing. Pretty cool start to the season. McGahee the carry, and a timeout is taken by the Browns, their last. You know, guys, I don't know how many more years we're going to see Ray Lewis. You see him over there on the sideline. Year after year, his 14th year in the league, 34 years old, Super Bowl 35 MVP. And you sit with Ray before you go do a Ravens game. You just get excited about football. He still carries that unbelievable passion for the game and spreads it to so many young players around the league as well.
Wow. And there he is with his defensive coordinator, Coach Madison, who's probably going to be a head coach soon, because everybody that comes in contact with Ray Lewis becomes a head coach. And Coach Madison's an outstanding coach in his own right, but Ray Lewis creates jobs for people. What a guy he is.
Here's McGahee running. A couple of yards. Browns out of timeout. So
you know, one of the great plays this season made by Ray Lewis.
the game. I'm going to give a little bit of credit here. We've been piling on Cleveland because we've been telling the truth about what's going on in the game. I'll give a little bit of credit to the Cleveland defense. They have not played a bad game. Maava's look good. They're down their 2 inside linebackers. Sean Rogers gave you a good effort, blocked an extra point.
Well, it goes back to what Eric Mangini's bringing in here. High character guys play like this. This is very important to these players on the Cleveland Browns. They've just got to find an offense. And I don't know that Brady Quinn fared real well tonight, Jaws. He has got to play better. They have got to find ways to score. And we know that.
Well, he needs some help. You've got Joe Thomas at left tackle, Eric Steinbach, the rookie Alex Mack, first-round pick at the centers. There's the left side of that offensive line, pretty solid. The right side, once again, is struggling, and it struggled tonight. But overall, that old line has got to play better.
Well, the Browns will take over as Baltimore turns it over on downs. Final numbers for the offense. Flacco, 13 of 18, $155. Ray Rice, 20 carries, 89 yards. And the game's only offensive touchdown. Speaking of which, the Browns will lose for the 14th time in 15 games, and they will now have gone 60 quarters.
That's
60 quarters, 15 games, John, with 5 offensive touchdowns. It's really remarkably inept.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they're confused here.
20 seconds remaining. And Quinn will launch downfield for Cribbs. Incomplete.
well, I'd like to see the ball at least somewhere near the field of play rather than outside that white stripe.
They have 11 draft picks next year, and one of the questions they're going to come across is, decide over the next 7 weeks in the evaluation, what do you do in terms of quarterback? Do you take another one?
Well, you got to take a look at that. You've got to see who's available in the draft. And that'll be something they think about here in 7 weeks. But in the meantime, they got to learn a lot about the players they have suited up right now. Who's going to be a part of this building process.
Quinn with another launch downfield, and that one will also be well out of bounds and incomplete. You dip into the quarterback pool for a first-round pick at quarterback within a 3-year span. Really, in the last couple of decades, it's only happened twice. Seattle did it when they took Rick Meyer and Dan McGuire, and Washington did it. They took Patrick Ramsey and then took Jason Campbell. So it's very rare that you see franchises have to take first-round quarterbacks within 3 years, but that might be the situation here.
Well, the ball has to land in the field of play. And I realize quarterback ratings, stats, and all that are important, but you got to put the ball between the lines.
Here's Cribbs underneath. I'll try some lateraling here. They get it back to Robert Royal, who is tackled at the 49-yard line, and the game comes to a close.
Ray Lewis said goodnight.
Joshua Cribbs was hit on that play and is shaken up.